So word emerging is that Reggae Boyz coach Steve McLaren will not be fired and will remain in charge for the final round of World Cup qualifiers. Apparently, the JFF decided to stick with Coach McLaren despite the poor performances and the bad Gold Cup results.
Coach McLaren is going nowhere. And as Reggae Boyz fans, we are yet to hear anything major before the World Cup qualifiers in September. JFF, we need an answer. We need an answer. You may find that making a difference for others makes the biggest difference in you. This is a quote written by Brian Williams as it links directly to Jamaica Football Federation. Let's be real, JFF. If you help Jamaica to go to the FIFA Men's World Cup in 2026, it will be a massive, massive upgrade to your status. Greetings and welcome to Premier 7, everyone. I am your host, Ryan Nelson, coming to you today with a topic of importance, which is very sensitive. Should the Jamaica Football Federation be shut down if Jamaica misses the 2026 World Cup? That's a question. From this topic, I will be talking about a little about the Jamaica Football Federation, the highs and the lows, the thing that they're lacked. How can the JFF improve? And if we fail to make it to the 2026 World Cup, what is the next step? Now, before I dive into everything, I have done a poll a day or so before with the question of importance. If the Jamaica men's national team fails to qualify for the 2026 World Cup, should the Jamaica Football Federation be shut down? From the amount of votes received, which is 185, 85% states yes, 11% states no, with 4% to say not sure. Big shout out to all of those persons who comment. One in such, Mass Radcliffe, he states, lock down it rotted. So people, if we should even conclude from this point, it is obvious that majority of the fan base is saying that the Jamaica Football Federation should be shut down. Now, for me personally, I don't wish for anyone to lose their job, but if you're in place for a specific reason, you have to step up. And if you don't step up, then you will suffer the consequences. I mean, I think that you guys have heard about the local coaching talks that have been going on here and there. But let's be real, that is something that I see as being long term. Besides, no disrespect to the local coach, I don't think that they're on the rightful platform or pathway to coach or to be a part of the Jamaica coaching system that can help the national team reaches that landmark. That is something for the future. So we have to focus on now. What is the main? The main is the qualification stage, the third round for the FIFA Men World Cup. Now, before I talk about the background of JFF just for a little bit, people, as you can see above, Premier 7 is growing. I have 2,022 subscribers. If you believe that this channel deserves more than just the amount of subscribers seen on screen, then go ahead and subscribe. Because we're in 2025, so we need to move forward. And also, if you are already a subscriber, then you know what to do. Like, comment, and share the content so other persons can become engaged with this important video. Now, let's talk about the Jamaica Football Federation for a little bit. The Jamaica Football Federation, or the JFF, was founded in the 1900s, right? I think 1910. And has been affiliated with FIFA since our independence, the year of 1962. The thing is about the Jamaica Football Federation is that our most iconic achievement was that of the 1998 World Cup in France, whereas Jamaica itself was the first English-speaking Caribbean country to take the plane and land in France for that massive and rememberable World Cup. Now, we can understand that it wasn't our best, but guess what? To play against teams like Croatia, who did very well in the competition, and also Argentina, then it shows us that if we were in an easier group, then wow, we would have more so advanced from the group stage. And look at this. We are going to play against teams that are from the Caribbean in the third round of the World Cup qualifiers. So let's make the best use of such opportunity. So by way of the 1998 World Cup, it brings about unity in the nation. And that is what we want from this point on end as well. And it proves that we could be a better nation within that time because, the vision would have been there and the leadership and the talent should have been collaborating as well to become stronger. Unity is strength, but along the way, we realized then that things split apart because if we should take Japan as a prime example, I would say all World Cups thereafter they have been a part of. And people, we wish to see Jamaica being on that same boat. So, I mean, despite the fact that we have some good talents locally and overseas because of the diaspora, we still see the struggles of the Jamaica Football Federation in trying to recruit these persons, let the country play the best of the best football. That is a problem on the pitch, off the pitch, a lot of, I don't want to really use this word, but there has been a lot of incompetence that has been taking place, which shows that our structure needs to be ironed out. Now, there has been moments of hopes, not moments of brilliance or moments that will forever be etched in our thoughts, but there have been moments of hopes. But we have hopes, but we're still hanging on onto that particular rope. Now, Jamaica has made it to several Gold Cup competitions. You guys can remember in 2015 and 2017, we really stood out in those Gold Cup competitions. And of course, moving along from that, we realized that Jamaica become more open to more players from England who are of Jamaican descent to be representing the country. But, that would have taken some high IQ persons to get those persons recruited in and to represent the country. But in that time, Jamaica had a bigger pool to get in persons. If we should compare ourselves to other Caribbean nations, then we would be way more, I won't say advanced, but have a better opportunity and chance to get our squad in a better shape. And we can reflect on some of the key names that we have now and in the past. I don't want to say much, but the simplest of simpler names that we can remember is right now Ethan Pinnock, the Amari Bells, the Bobby Reeds, the Michael Antonio, and other names in the past that really and truly tries to make Jamaica a better team on the global stage. But guess what? Jamaica still do some backstrokes. We need to learn from Michael Phelps as to how to win and to win a lot of gold medals. So far, we're not even on the podium. We're still struggling to make ourselves a nation that have high caliber of players who can help us to dominate the CONCACAF region. And the fact is, we are not even the top three, or we're not even in the top three countries that dominates the CONCACAF, which doesn't look good as a nation that should have been better than before. So the good was being stated, but the lows as well is a mixture of what has been taking place. We continue to change our coaches. We have poor communication with our players. We have late payments. Late payments as well is an issue. Organizational chaos. Weak youth development. I mean, a lot of persons can talk about that. And also inconsistency in terms of scouting and the obvious thing, poor performances on the pitch. The BVI game nearly matched some of my friends them. But not only the BVI game, even the games before that, the Dominican Republic game, if those nations were better in football, Jamaica would have get knocked out at the second round of the World Cup qualifiers. I'm telling you, because we play some horrendous football, and that stems from our coaching as well, and even the players who we have playing football. So something is wrong, but I'm pointing fingers directly at those who are head of the table in the Jamaica Football Federation. So we have our time when we look a bit different, but we have a lot of times when we look slipped up and uncomfortable all over, whether it is behind the scene or or what we're seeing. So I mean, what the JFF lacks, people, let me know what you think the JFF do lack, because there are a lot of things that the Jamaica Football Federation lacks. Because I mean, if we can reflect back to the video I did before this one, at the beginning of the video, our president Michael Ricketts in 2020 had an open floor inviting persons who do have a high interest in Jamaica football to come on board, help him share ideas. Some may agree, some may disagree, but at least help him to make better decisions as to how to make the country better. From that point, I realized then that our president isn't really a football brain. If he was really and truly a football brain, then he would have known what best to do, being in charge of the federation. But it is a lot to intake. So let me just see how well I can assist the JFF here with the things that they are lacking. So JFF for once lack vision and planning. So I think that's why Jamaica midfield is such a problem, because without a proper midfield, the game cannot be played properly. So there's no long-term football development in terms of plans in place, no clear direction for youth and senior programs. Also, the infrastructures here in Jamaica, it is not up to scratch because our football fields, academies, and local structures are outdated compared to those countries with less talents in the Caribbean as well, and even having better facilities than us. I don't want to talk about the countries who are overseas, like the European nations or so, because they are first class. But countries that are not as fortunate as Jamaica have more upgraded system. I think in Trinidad, Borussia Dortmund is going to build something down there. Look at that. What is happening in Jamaica? Absolutely nothing. And one of the key things as well is professionalism. From player calls up to travel logistics to financial management, professionalism is often missing. So tell me now, if we should recruit players to the country to represent Jamaica, and we have a poorly run organization or committee or federation, you tell me, how on earth will these players perform well? Do you think that these players will keep up with the foolishness that are taking place? Absolutely not. And such thing will even make Jamaica become worse and worse of a nation, or more so be one of the biggest flops in football as a country that have the privilege to have a lot of players coming in. So it looks good with the names that we're going to get or can get, but our structure is not good. So I don't see what's the sense of having a committee or a federation that doesn't know how to deal with big players. I don't even know how to be professional when dealing with athletes, right? And also transparency and truth. Without that, then there's no accountability. So whether it's contract, coach appointments, or even who's making decisions, fans like myself and others and players are often left in the dark. We're still left in the dark, and all of those talking about the license of coaches, whatever. Personally, I don't care about that. I care more about who is in charge of the Jamaica Football Federation and how they can make things better from that point, because once the top is better, then everything coming down the line will fall into place. All right, so how can the JFF improve? If you reached so far in the video, people, please smash a like and also comment. Remember to share and subscribe. So I want to see how well I can at least assist the Jamaica Football Federation, even though word is win, action speaks louder than word. So it is not as easy as being said, but at least recommendation, if taken, can help the Jamaica Football Federation become a better run committee. All right, so one of the key things is that create a technical plan. Without tacticians, without technical persons in the federation, then they will look like nothing is taking place there. So from youth to senior level, the plan is needed with a clear playing style and objective, because I mean, we don't have a style of play that is effective. So imagine the youth team is playing a formation, let's say 4-4-2, whereas the senior team is playing a formation of, say, 4-2-3-1. This the youths, they are playing counter football, and the The senior team is playing positional football, which I don't think they're doing. But I'm just showing you the difference between the different levels. We should establish what we're all about. We should have an objective or a plan in place to say, all right, this is what we're going to work with. This is how we're going to play our football. Something has to be visually seen, and that is the reason why we as fans and others are still left in the dark. I mean, investment is necessary in coaching, education, and grassroots programs. I mean, I think that is happening in the country, but the problem is that we cannot expect for those in Jamaica to be teaching local coaches. We have to recruit the best of the best. That is how you get better education. If you realize a lot of our politicians, they don't go to schools out here for higher education, they go overseas. Do I need to say more about that? Absolutely not. So we have to hire as well experienced professionals, not those who are on the local level or just say in the MLS or those local leagues. We have to go for the biggest persons. That is the reason why Coach McLaren, even though he's not the best of the best in terms of being a top coach, his recruitments made sense because of his profile that he have. We have to look on things like that, but we have to make a better approach in a tactical case. So, in terms of administrative roles, not to say no, you're my friend, or we're politically connected, for which many persons would think is mashing up the federation. I mean, we need to be as clear as to what we're all about. The friend thing not gonna work, the politics are gonna do, but it can't work either. We have to be clear and in that groove to see what is best for the country, get the rightful persons in, and run the thing properly. Remember, the World Cup qualifiers is in September. You guys should be held accountable. And if we not do the right thing, then the fans them they talk already. JFF needs to be shut down. All right. So I mean, we need to embrace as well the diaspora players. I mean, in this case, we can let them be a part of our building in terms of schools. Not to say that they have to put their money in it, but let them talk to some of our youths, get them on board with important programs, commercials. All of those things will let them feel a bit more appreciated because man like Bobby Reed and Michael Antonio, they really love Jamaica. So having them in important meetings and so forth as well. Not to say only when Jamaica is going to play a football game, they're in press conferences. We want to see them more being active like other local players like the Baileys and the others as one, as a nation. And in that case, we can become more better in the diaspora. Also, we have to build trust with the fans, and I think there's no trust with JFF and the fans really. Some persons may have a better link with them, but some like myself and others, we just want to be independent and away, but we want to see our wishes to see JFF just being a bit more seen, not to just talk, but to be seen doing the rightful things. And it is very stressful to be talking about it when nothing is going to be done or it is taking too long to be done. I mean, we need clear communication, and I mentioned the keyword before, accountability. We need to give account of all those issues that we're having and get rid of them and to make the nation better. All right, so if we fail in 2026, that is not to make it to the World Cup, then what? I mean, I don't want to see it as just another tournament. It is not just a tournament, it is the World Cup. So it's a golden opportunity. We make it, JFF, we know also don't love money. We want to get more money. Use it as the drive to go to the World Cup. And it is basically in our backyard, USA, Canada, and Mexico. Just maybe a plane right away. Come on, man. Make the best use of the opportunity. Qualify for all of those games to come. Well, let's not say qualify. Win all those games to come. And this is my thing as well. I think that JFF and the others in Jamaica football here has to get something done. You have to look on this. The qualifiers is in September, but what is the plan before that? All those persons who may be listening right now, some of you guys play sports. You have to train yourself, prepare yourself before a tournament. We have players here who, participate in different school competition. Edley Cup, Ben Francis, that's cricket and football. Edley Cup, the Costa Cup, Olivia Shield, you have to prepare yourself for the competition. So it's the same thing that I'm saying to Jamaica Football Federation. Have even a few camps. Have some time when we're doing even some, let's say, 2 friendlies before, or if no friendlies, have session whereas you can understand what if Isaac Hayden is not in, what if he is in. Do some experiment with some other players who are existing, and if you get some more, like say 4 other players, as what Maverick would say, then we would be better prepared to take on the challenges, because no team is a walkover in football these days. So I mean, that's the point. That is absolutely the point, and there could be more that could be said. So maybe the solution isn't just new players or coaches, though. It may be a case that we need a complete resetting of people and new government or governing body, new leadership, new system, because right now we are stuck in the same cycle. From when God woke up in the 98, the same thing continues to circulate. So maybe the reset is the key thing that is necessary. But JFF, I want for you guys to just do this for winner, man. Get us to the World Cup. Me a big no. Get us to the World Cup. It is the easiest thing that we can do right now. Don't take the word easy as easy. Take it as a challenge to say that I would not say it is easy, but it is a challenge because we have the opportunity to do it. Get all things right, and we will surely make our way into the World Cup. So, people, I won't say anymore. Let me know your thoughts on the video title, which is "Should the Jamaica Football Federation be shut down if Jamaica misses the 2026 World Cup?" It's a question, people. You drop your thoughts and comments, and you know Premier 7 will absolutely reply. I hope that you guys are seeing that I need more than the basic amount of subscribers. My road is to get to the 3,000 subscription mark. And also, people, get this video out there. I would love to get, let's say, 5,000 views on this. It would do massive, massive things for the video. I wish that this video as well can touch the JFF door. And if they wish to be stubborn, then we can say World Cup will not be our thing. Because a lot of persons, not only myself, are trying to talk the best for Jamaica football, even those overseas. So what are you guys doing? Get to work. So people, take care until we meet again.